Self-Destruct sequence activated.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Self-Destruct Sequence podcast. Filling in for Morphod, I am Ronkly, and this is episode number 56. You've joined us on Saturday, September 23rd, and this is our new time. We're going to be doing this at 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday for the foreseeable future. Morphod has a new work schedule, so we're going to be moving the podcast. Unfortunately, he is not here today, but we'll get you guys used to the new time. So once again, this is kind of like a broken record from last week. There is nothing new in the 6 degree market anywhere. Overload hasn't put out a new release since August 30th, and that was just a mostly a bug fix release. And Descent Underground hasn't had anything of note. The only game that's really been active is Geocore, but we don't really have any patch notes or anything for that game, so really can't do a whole lot about that. So, so a whole lot of nothing going on. So we're just going to go right into the community news. And of course, we have, as always, Descent Rangers. They're playing their games, and they're moving into Halloween season here. And the next game is going to be on the 7th of October at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. It's going to be Deader Than Deadbolt, and they're going to be playing Anarchy games in the level called Deadbolt. So definitely check that out. It's over at DescentRangers.com. We've had a bit of observatory action. Season 5's been pretty cool so far. We've had a couple of interesting weeks, to say the least. But we now know that Jedi Luke is going to be the #1 seed going into the finals tournament next week. Bahamut is the #2 seed after completing a 4-0 week. And he's actually undefeated on the season. I believe he's 6-0 right now. So we'll see if he's able to make it next week and perhaps challenge for those top 2 spots that have been on lockdown between Jedi Luke and Sirius pretty much since we've started. So we'll definitely check that out. So, moving on to that, we have some DCL stuff going on. Over the last 13 days, not quite 2 weeks, we've had 101 games played, mostly sitting in the silver bronze division. There are a total of what looks like 57 games there. Gold and silver has also been fairly active. Diamond versus bronze has been active. A lot of diamond versus gold games as well. So activity all over the ladder right now, which is really good to see. Because we had a time where there was literally no bronze. So I'm going to say hi to Lato 2 playing 59 games this week, 2-8 against Bronze, 2 close games against Code, 120-15 in Rituman, and 120-16 in the former core level. Well, I don't know if I think it's still core. I don't think they've switched it out yet. Athena. Other than that, he's been playing a lot of games against Maestro, a lot of games against Jedi Luke, getting that experience in there. Code is played 41 games in the last 13 days. 6-3 against Bronze, a pretty good record for him this week, including a bunch of close wins over Lato 2, 20-16 in I Don't Care, 20-18 in Wyndham. Great level, by the way. 20-16 in Razor, 20-17 in Crimson, 20-15 in Logic 2, and a dominating win, 20-7 against Lato 2 in UG DCL for a domination. But on top of that, he's got some close games against Silver Pilots as well. Against Maestro, he's got 2 20-15 loss with 2 suicides in Ethylene for a threatening score, and an overtime loss 22-20 in Satan's Hellhole. That is pretty good against the Silver Pilot. Also 2 close games against Fyrex, 20-17 in SF2 WWE Honda. What? I don't know. And a loss 16-20 in the dogfighting level KO. And a threatening score against yours truly, Runkley. 17-20 loss in Neptune in what was a very hard-fought game. He did very well in there. But on top of that, Code has a dark horse. 20-18 victory over Maestro in his home level of Tetrafusion. So congratulations for getting that dark horse victory there. Moving on to Can I Play Dad? 20 games. 3-0 against Bronze, including a close game 20-15 against Lato 2 in Rituman, and a dominating win 20-10 over Lato 2 in Mythena. He's got a couple close scores against Silver as well, 20-15 against Swarthy and Mindtricks, and 20-15 against Swarthy and Audacity as well, and a 20-16 score against B2AF. Moving on to Silver, we say hi, welcome back to Ernie39 2. Playing 5 games this week, going 0-1 against Silver, but it was a close game, and getting a domination over Lato 2, 20-3 in Athena X2, his home level. Or was his home level last I looked. Swarthy playing 4 games this week. Got 3 wins over Bronze, 1 loss to Silver. Similar situation for myself. I got 5 wins over Bronze, 1 loss to Silver. Maestro coming in at the number 15 spot here. He's got 49 games played in the last 13 days, which is pretty good. So that will include Some close wins against Code 20-15 in ethylene, and the 22-20 we mentioned earlier. He does have a domination over Lato 2, 20-5, and Satan's Hellhole, which seems to be kind of making a little comeback since Morphad's been pushing that level out a bit. It's a pretty good level. Against his own class, though, he's got a close win over Ernie, 20-17 in Crimson, and a 20-15 close win against Lee in Barathrum. And some threatening scores, and some of these might surprise you. A 20-17 loss to Morphad in I Don't Care, and a 20-18 loss in Morphad's Lurk that he really likes. So, pretty good ones there. And then also a loss 20-15 against Neptune for a threatening score against Gold Pilot Vaniac. Very good job there. Lee coming in, only playing 13 games this week, but he's making them count. 20-5 domination over Lato 2 and Reichumen. Some close games against Silver, that 22-20 overtime win against Maestro in Lurk, and a 20-15 win over Maestro in Nocturnal. And another close game against Vaniac. This time, this is going to be 20-17 in an Arctic. Taking a loss there, but really pushing those gold pilots hard. Good to see. B2AF coming back around to play 8 games this week. Close win over Maestro, 20-16 is his only win, this one in RIP. And even Lotharbot showing up to play 2 games, keeping his silver streak going against Maestro, winning 20-17 in Nocturnal. And then Phyrix, he's got 14 games this week, going 3-0 against Silver. Also has a domination over Lato 2 in Flea, 20-5. And some close games against Silver, 20-16 against Lee in Antarctic, and 20-17 against Maestro in I Don't Care. And we keep mentioning that Dumpster Fire Morphad. Phyrix getting a threatening score of 16-20 in Logic there. Moving on, we have Hyper. He's got 10 games this week, 2-1 against Silver. Both of his wins are dominations. One is against Maestro in Fourier, 20-10, and one against Lady Silver in Purple, Fusion level, 20-10. And speaking of Lady Silver is Miss Silver. She's the top silver spot this week. 7th place, 15 games in the last 13 days, 2-1 against Silver. Those 2 wins are both really close games, though. One is 20-18 against Maestro in Salute, and 21-19 against Hyper in Audacity. But, oh, what she's doing to Morphad. Close game, threatening score, overtime loss, 23-21 to Morphad in Flea. But wait, we have some dark horses. 2 of them, 20-17 against Morphad in Lurk of all places, and 20-18 in Ascend. The Dumpster Fire is alive and well, let me tell you. So that'll do it for Silver. Moving on to Gold, Dracona coming in, playing 7 games this week, all against Diamond Pilots, and getting a threatening score against Jedi Luke in his home level and her created level of Wrath with X5 missiles. Moving on to Morphad, 21 games, 0-1 against Gold. I mean, we talked about this dumpster fire of a pilot, so I guess we won't anymore. Zero showing up, playing 2 games, both against Mark 39-2. Both of them threatening scores, but not quite a win. 15-20 in both Salute and Logic. Melvin here playing 13 games. Not playing in his class, though. He beat who he should and lost to who he should. So getting a threatening score against Jedi Luke in one of those games, 20-15 loss in Logic. Moving on to Bahamut, number 4 spot right now. He's played 14 games, 1-1 against Gold, and 1-1 against Diamond. But first, we'll talk about this dominating win, 20-1 against Code in Logic X4. That is quite the domination there. Against Gold, he has a domination there as well, 20-8 over Morphad in Black Rose, his home. So no surprise there. But against Diamond, he's got the Dark Horse. And this one was on the wasn't on the observatory, but it was during the observatory. It's 21-19 over Jedi Luke in Pillbox X5. Kind of a meme level, but this nonetheless got reported 6 suicides. Congrats to Bahamut for taking that one. Moving on, Vaniac will be top gold this week at the number 3 spot. He is 1-0 against fellow gold pilots, including close game against Bahamut, 20-17 in Killbox for the dogfighting trophy. So Vaniac holding on to that for this week. And some threatening scores against Jedi Luke as well. 16-20 in Viral 3 with X2 missiles. Lost 15-20 against Jedi Luke in Flea. And this one, how about this? A loss 24-22 in deep in overtime in Logic. So well done, Vaniac, there. Deimos played 3 games against Mark, 39-2, and has since retired. So good to see you. Hope you have time to come back a little later. And then we'll move on to our Diamond pilots, including the number 2 pilot, Jedi Luke, right now. 13-1 against Gold. And the Dominations. 20-0 against Code Infused. 20-0 against Leto 2 and Ricketts. 20-1 against Leto 2 and Athena. Goodness. 20-0 against Leto 2 and Audacity. 20-0 against Leto 2 and Mindtrix. 20-0 against Code in Megathena. Why? And 20-0 against Code in Crimson. All of those had some manner of suicides in it, so they weren't quite the pure ones, but still very good scores there. Against Silver Pilots, how about some dominations here as well? 20-3 over Maestro in Flea, 20-4 over Lee in Logic X2, and 20-5 over B2AF against Logic. And even some got some close games here in Gold. We already mentioned all of them, the few from Vaniac, one from Dracona, one from Melvin. But he also has a few dominations. 20-10 over Melvin and Audacity, 20-8 over Melvin on Audacity, 20-10 over Morphon and Audacity, and 20-5 over Melvin and Logic. And remember I talked about that Dark Horse earlier from Bahamut, the 21-19 overtime game? How about a 20-1 domination over Bahamut in Logic X4? That is payback. So we're going to move on to the top of the ladder. Mark, 39-2, putting in 37 games, going 37-0. You really couldn't squeeze in 2 more games, Mark? Mark 39-2, wanting to have 39 games. Silver, against Silver Pilots, the domination list is pretty big. 20-3 over Lady Silver and Ascend, 20-3 over Lady Silver and Salute, 20-4 over Lady Silver and Droids, 20-2 over Maestro and Salute, 20-4 over Maestro and Fused, 20-4 over Maestro and Lurk, 20-3 over Maestro and Ascend. And against a Silver Pilot, 20-1 over B2AF in Junebug. That is probably one of the biggest dominations I've seen in some time. With the not the Bahamut game notwithstanding, but I mean, it's hard to shut out someone. It's even harder to shut out a Silver Pilot, but to keep them to negative scores, that's crazy. Versus Gold, a ton of dominations here, including 20-9 over Dracona and Ascend, 20-5, 20-8. Both over Dracona, both in Ascend. 20-9 over Vaniac and Savage. 20-10 over Vaniac and Mindtrix. 20-10 over Morphon and Salute. 20-5 over Melvin and Mindtrix. 20-6 over Melvin and Junebug. Melvin likes Junebug too. 20-9 over Melvin and Logic. 20-10 over Melvin and Savage. 20-10 over Melvin and Junebug again. 20-5 over Deimos and Mindtrix. 20-8 over Deimos and Black Rose. And 20-9 over Deimos and Savage. But he does have some close games in here. And they're both against Jedi Luke. 20-15 in Salute and 20-15 in Ascend. That gives him the number 1 spot this week. So there you have it. 201 games in 2 weeks is pretty good. That's a lot. So as far as what we're given the match of the week to, that's going to go to Jedi Luke's 24-22 win over Vaniac and Logic. Vaniac does have a demo posted of it, so check it out. It's interesting because Jedi Luke was dominant in that game, but all it took was a bunch of smarts to get Vaniac into overtime. So it's worth checking out. Go ahead and check that out. It'll be pretty cool. So that's going to do it. So if you have any comments, concerns, questions, or complaints, you can send them to Morphod because I don't want to read your complaints. No, seriously, we don't have an address right now. So I guess you could just send them to me right now, ronkly@ronkly.com, and I will read those off on air. Be sure to note you want to maintain anonymity if you wish to not have your name read, and we'll do that. So aside from that, like I said, we're going to be here Saturdays now, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, for the foreseeable future. So definitely check it out. You can find us over on Facebook at facebook.com/SDS Podcast, on Twitch right here at SDS Podcast, and on Twitter at SDS_activated. We do not have a website up right now. We may not have a website up, but you can check everything out here, so be sure to do that. So, if you or someone you love wants to get back into the modern game of Descent, send them over to the Descent Champions slider over at descentchampions.org/new_player.php. You can find everything you need to know to get back into the modern game. So, check us out on Facebook and Twitter for our schedule. We'll let you guys know of any changes there. So, until next time, see you, bye.